What's up? Well, everyone, you know who I am? Nathan, that album reviewer guy. And, well, yeah, obviously, it's been a while since I've done one of these, because I've been busy with college and whatnot. I'm in my dorm room right now. But, before I get started, I'm going to show some posters. Yep. Adventure Time, Queens of Stone Age, good stuff. Alright, so, anyway, album review. Still behind. I know. Gonna be behind for a while. And by the way, if you hear any background noise, because I'm in my dorm, so you're probably gonna hear the elevator, because I'm right close to it. If I'm not talking very loud, I apologize. I'll try to increase the volume or whatever. Or maybe just speak a little loud, because who cares what I'm saying. Alright. Anyway, let's get on with the album review. I'm a bit rusty, but bear with me. Bear with me here. Alright, so, anyway, today I will be reviewing the new Crown the Empire album, The Resistance, Rise of the Runaways. Now, for those of you who don't know, I did a band review on these guys a while ago, and if you haven't seen it, link in the description. Now, I said that I found their stuff very boring, and I said that they were very generic, sounded like every other post-hardcore band out there, pretty much. Will this album change my opinion on them? Well, let's see. This is the band's second album, and it made it to number 7 on the US Billboard 200, as well as number 1 on US Top Hard Rock Albums, US Top Independent Albums, and US Top Rock Albums. Not bad. Kind of impressive. Anyway, A Call to Arms, Act 1, opens the album with a haunting intro, which goes on for about a minute and a half before it leads into the actual lyrics, which are also a bit haunting, but in a different sense. And after the haunting lyrics, the track breaks into some hardcore lyrics and instrumentals before it ends. Then we get into Initiation, which is the lead single off the album. It opens up with an intro that features a voice that sounds like the announcer from Death Race, just saying. And then it goes into the actual song. This track does feature a nice blend of, clean vocals and screams as well. But you know, that's actually really Crown the Empire in a nutshell right there. But it doesn't take anything away from the track. It's not bad. Then we get into Millennia, which is a bit softer than Initiation, but it's not a soft track per se. However, this is the first track on the album that features only clean vocals, so that's something. Then we get into Machines, which opens with some softer lyrics and instrumentals, and then that builds up into heavier instrumentals and some hardcore screams, and the highlight of the vocals, in my opinion, is when they soar a little bit on the chorus. Then we get into The Wolves of Paris, Act 2, and that's just an interlude, really, that features piano and sound effects of wolves, as well as actual lyrics, but they're done in more of a spoken word fashion. Then we get into Monster, which is spelled MNSTR, by the way. It opens with a bit of a spoken word verse that goes into some harsh vocals and heavy metalcore style instrumentals, but overall the song has nothing special going for it, if you ask me. Then we get into Second Thoughts, which does not appeal to me at all. It's just bland and uninspired, pretty much, just generic metalcore, post-hardcore, whatever. Manical Me, next track, is a driving track that features some heavy blast beats as well as some heavy guitar. The vocals match well with the instrumentals, so this is much more tolerable than the previous two tracks. Then we get into Satellites, Act 3, which is a more softer, more melodic track, and it features some good vocal performances, both lead and backing. But I think this track mainly serves as an interlude, though. Then we get into Rise of the Runaways, which opens with some heavy synthesized vocals, which lead into driving instrumentals, and soon driving vocals to match. The vocals match very well with the instrumentals in this track, and I honestly can't say I'm disappointed with this song. So, I guess that's something, right? And then we get into Bloodline, which opens with some kind of chanting, and that leads into the metalcore-esque scream and instrumentals. But really, at this point, I'm pretty much tired of hearing these metalcore-esque songs without all the theatrics, even though, you know, it is what it is. But this track just feels like a generic metalcore song to me, if you ask me. That was stupid. Anyway, The Phoenix Reborn is a metalcore track that does feature theatrics. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. It's a mediocre track, to say the least. But I will say that there are some decent guitar riffs on this track. And this track also ends with a war-themed outro, just so you know. And we get into the final track, Johnny's Rebellion, which opens with the piano intro and Dave's usual style vocals, which at this point are really starting to bug me. I cannot stand his voice anymore at this point. And, well, obviously this track is basically meant to be part 2 of Johnny Ringo, which is their most popular track. But I couldn't get into that song, and I can't get into this one either. So, there you go. There is quite a bit more diversity on this album than there was on their last album, so I gotta give them that. And there's also quite a bit of similarity on this album as far as song structure, vocals, and, well, pretty much everything else. But, you know, it's not all bad, I guess. Favorites: Initiation, Manical Me, Satellites Act 3, even though I don't think it's like an actual track, and Rise of the Runaways. Least favorites: Monster, Second Thoughts, Bloodline. Overall, the album gets a 6 out of 10. Better than their last album, but it's still Crown the Empire. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Well, what did you guys think of the album? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? That's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Like me on Facebook. Ask me questions on ask.fm. And, well, I guess that's it. That Album Reviewer Guy signing off.